Hello, everyone. Welcome to Paranormal Connections radio show. Man, oh man, as we can already see, this is going to be an interesting show.
Hello, Scully George. Hello.
Oh no, I'm coming to you, mister.
How was your knee, George?
Oh gosh, I went to the it's oh my god, it's like a flip of a coin. I went to the doctors today. I'm able to go back to work 100% tomorrow, but I got to take it really slow.
Oh, good.
They gave me some Norcos today.
Yeah, man.
Oh my god, I keep falling over here.
Wait, take two.
Take two. You taking what? Norcos?
Yeah, they gave me a Norco today. I passed out from about 11 a.m. till 3 o'clock today. It was nice.
Did they put you on light duty?
I actually went into the doctor's office today and I said, "Look, I feel great. I can't. I need to go to work." You know,
you know what happened the last time I got put on light duty?
Yeah.
I turned to Ellen. I said, "Oh, the doctor put me on light duty." She goes, "Well, it's still light out."
Oh, you know what? This show is gonna be
Get
awesome.
to work, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is gonna be great.
Well,
I love it.
I want to say welcome to our guests, but also welcome to everybody in chat. We've got a whole lot of our West Coast paranormal peeps. I'm seeing them pop up all over the place. So welcome, everybody. Also, we have some of our
West Coast,
West Coast, baby.
some of our regular listeners that are in here as well. But again, definitely, I have to say, I've been really feeling the love here on the West Coast. What a difference, a day can make. Because
I'm sorry, I'll quit sending you those pictures, okay? I'm so sorry. It's just a bad habit, okay?
Hey, well, if you send those to me, I have to do a show about it. You know how that one goes.
And you get the hate mail.
Then I get the hate mail, right? Don't cause me any extra drama, Devin.
Those haters make you. Haters are your best motivators.
Oh, God.
Well, no, not really.
Upon the fire.
They're just draining and just idiotic after a point.
Just story.
It just gets old after a while. It's just like, my goodness, people, don't you got, better things to do? So again, I really like the change that we've seen. Even if we can't get para unity for everybody, which we know is absolutely not going to happen, but at least we can have groups of us who at least can get along for the moment. And so enjoy it, soak it up while it lasts, and have a good time. And I will have to say, Devin and Ellen, I absolutely love you guys. Spending time with you, doing events with you over the years. You guys are really some down-to-earth people, and
class acts. They're class acts. They're totally down to earth. They're beautiful people. If you don't meet them, you gotta meet them. I finally got to hang out with them this past weekend, and I fell in love with both of these two people. You can't feel one negative vibe from them. They are great people. And let me say this before anybody else does: Ellen's hair off the hook.
Thank you.
Always off the hook.
Always.
She's the best.
No.
I love her.
But you two.
She does a really
Thank
good
you
job.
for the compliment, you guys.
Absolutely. But real quick, I know I drag it on. You two are amazing people, and I can't stress enough. It's so nice to have you in my life, this life. I appreciate you guys, 100%.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks for having me.
Lisa Ludwig says Devin and Ellen are amazing. Donna Robinson says yes, they are. Stephanie's got hearts.
Love you guys.
Lisa says, Mish, we said the same thing, ha-has, because Michelle also said they are amazing. Kimmy Lopez says my favorite peeps.
See, I mean, seriously, you guys, you're never going to talk. You guys have so much love in the paranormal. I mean, I don't know what do you think you guys are doing that you created all this love and positive vibes?
Hey, hang on. This just in. Yes?
Oh,
yes.
Shit.
Uh-huh. Oh, we just got a call in. Somebody just called in. Hang on, turn your radio down. Yeah, thank you. Caller number 3 just called in, wanting to know what we did. Well, you know what? It's a very simple answer. We both live the paranormal 24/7, as my
do.
partner
We live
always
it.
says.
You know,
And,
I think it's because we don't take ourselves very seriously. We're very serious about the work that we do.
Yeah.
But we do our own thing, and that's what we do. We don't want to do anything else. We're comfortable in our own skin, and we like meeting people and working with everyone. And we have worked with a lot of people. And we've also put a lot of people together. We've brought a lot of people into the paranormal through doing our events and things like that never were, and hooked up with them. I think that's part of it. I really do.
well,
I think we like to support people. We like to mentor people. I really think that's it.
Sorry. I think one of the biggest things that we've always tried to promote is community. It's not about who's more famous, who's more popular, who's doing what. It's like if you look at some of our techniques are way throwback.
Oh yeah,
we're not a very. I mean, we
turn of the century.
We have equipment that we use.
Yeah.
But we go by the old standards. But that's what works for us, and it's like people have to find out what works for them.
And before Christina jumps in, I apologize, boss. Is what I noticed with you two this weekend, that you're having fun doing it.
Oh God, yeah.
You're having
to.
And you're having fun, and that's what people don't understand. Well, some understand, they take it too serious. It's not. It is. People say, "Oh, it's this, it's that," but you two are high-fiving each other. You're telling jokes, and you're getting the job done. I will always be one of your biggest fans.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I enjoy you. And Christina, go ahead, boss. I talk a lot, and I'm sorry.
But George had just mentioned about this weekend, and we actually had the pleasure. George and I had the pleasure of going over to Sonoma, California, not too far from Napa, where I'm at. And we ended up going up there to go on their ghost walking tour out there. And boy, oh boy. Now, it's the first time that I've actually been on one of your guys' tour. Now, being from Napa, we've always talked about one of these days when I'm in Napa, we'll do it. And then, of course, now when I'm in Napa, I had all the stuff going on with my mom. Then, Ellen, unfortunately, you got ill, and just there were so many things, going on. So it was nice for us to be able to get together. And it was so crazy that when we finally do decide to get together, I literally had cracked my rib and tore the muscle that wraps around the front to the back of my ribs, and a few days before, and George the day before turned around and sprained his knee. So you would have thought that each of us kept telling each other, well, if you're not feeling good, you don't have to go. And each of us were saying, oh no, we're going. And so George was planning on going and bringing his crutches, and he pulls up, and I said, you do realize this is a walking tour, right? And he said, oh yeah, I'll be fine, no worries. And thank goodness that I just happened to have a wheelchair in the back of the SUV that I've been using for my mom. So, and thank goodness he did listen to me, because
I would have been in a bad spot. I would have been in a really bad spot. But you know what? I can't thank you enough. It was a blessing.
Actually,
you would have been.
You guys would have been
taking
fine
him on his back.
Yeah, you would have been fine, because Ellen and I were talking in the Tahoe on the way over while we were listening to our playlist.
Gotta have
we have a playlist for the tour. We have to have a playlist.
We actually have a dance routine too, but you guys haven't seen that yet.
Oh, I can't wait.
There's only a few people that have seen that.
Well,
but I was like, wow, I don't know if George is going to make it, and he's going to be with his knee and everything. And Ellen's like, well, I'll just give him a piggyback.
Yeah.
I would have taken. You know what? I would have taken it. You know what? The day I first met you, I fell in love with your friendship, and you know what? I probably when I met you at I forget about the location out there in Alameda, but yeah, you're just a great guy. I think you probably would have carried me the whole night.
Oh, I would have carried you the whole time.
I would have
totally done that.
Yeah.
Either that or Ellen would have said, Devin, carry him. And then I said, okay.
But she is the boss. She
Yeah.
is the
Damn
boss.
right.
She's the boss.
Damn right. I know. I know
Yeah.
what's up. Right, boss?
Bitchy boss lady that signs all the checks.
That's
My hand can sign the check.
just got to make sure her hand is good by the end of the night. Otherwise, we're in trouble.
No, I get it. No, she's lovely, man.
Well, I have to say, when we got to the location to meet up with you, I mean, I'm actually being from Napa. I'm actually know a lot about Sonoma and have spent a lot of time growing up out there. But I'll tell you that you really don't ever know, like, per se, the history, or at least I didn't. So going on your tour, I really didn't know what to expect. I know that you guys, I have done a lot of things out in Sonoma area. And actually there was a movie that came out that you guys are featured in. So I want to talk a little bit of, first of all, let's just talk about the tours themselves and what you got you into doing the tours. But then let's talk about Sonoma itself, because that was a really interesting tour. I'll tell you, I was kind of blown away different parts of the time, and I know George and Karen as well.
That's my oldest. He's home with a cold right now.
Wait, bring him back on real quick. You know what? Hey, hi, how are you? You know there's 500,000 people watching you right now.
Yep.
500,000.
More than your car things, right? Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Who has a job?
How you feeling, kid?
So if you could say anything about the paranormal, what would you say interests you the most?
What would interest you the most?
Did you communicate spirit from the other side?
Yes. Yes.
Hey, this kid right here started a ghost hunting club at his school.
He did.
What?
He did.
That's
Yep.
awesome.
What grade were you in? Kindergarten or first grade when you started it? Second grade.
That's awesome. That's
That
so
is.
awesome.
That is so cool. Good job, my man. Good job.
Yeah, he is sensitive. He's got mama's gift. So
That's right.
we work real hard with him. So he's got his protection bracelet on right now.
Awesome.
Nicely
Awesome.
done.
So, yeah.
I love it.
All right.
Well,
son.
okay. So,
Bye.
so again, let's talk a little bit about, what got you guys into doing the tours. And then from there, let's talk a little bit about Sonoma and the movie itself.
I know her.
No, you don't. She's not even supposed to be on set.
Well, I'll start with why we started the tours, if that's okay with you, Devin.
Yeah, go. You rock it.
Okay. So it's kind of a funny story.
Just leave that open.
I had 3 children in 2 years. Yeah.
Ellen, it's called Planned
You're
Parenthood,
busy.
right?
Whatever, Devin. I won't even talk about your history, but anyway. I waited 12 years. I waited 12 years to have children. I didn't think I was ever going to have children. And all of a sudden, I had 3 in 2 years. So I had Evan first, and then all of a sudden, wham, bang, I was pregnant with twins. And,
Wow.
and so I ended up with twins. And I needed a night job. And me being who I am, nobody even Devin is like, you are a hot mess, Devin. Me being who I am, nobody's gonna hire me. I had an antique store. I'm used to working for myself. I'm used to being a self-starter, and I needed a night job. And I wanted to do a walking tour for over 20 years in Napa, and I'd done a mini one in Sonoma. And I knew Devin ran the Benicia one, and I hit Devin up and I said, Devin, let's do a walking tour. And we originally were going to start with Sonoma, and then we decided to start with Napa instead. And we ran Napa for, I think it was about 2 years we started. And actually the first tour we started, we had that bad earthquake in 2014. And it nearly killed our business because it was like nobody wanted to come to Napa. So then we started Sonoma, and we did that, and then Vacaville approached us, and they offered us a tour, so we began to do that one. And then in Napa had the fires last year, which again almost decimated our business. We're still recovering from that. We decided instead of taking it lying down that we would buy a bus. So now we own a bus, and we're going to be doing mobile tours.
Oh man,
Nice.
We have a
Nice.
15-person passenger bus, ghost bus, and hopefully within the next year we'll be starting a speakeasy tour and a haunted winery tour as well.
The bus is haunted too.
Yeah, the bus is haunted with the wheelchair and the
Of course.
dogs,
Of course.
and it's
How
from
could you
the
not?
home. So yeah, so
Yeah, you used to belong to the old folks' home, so
so
Oh, wow.
we ended up with 2 major natural disasters. We had several deaths in the family. We've had illnesses. We've had hard times, but we're still here, and we're still fighting strong, and we're still doing what we love, and we're still moving forward, and we're always growing. And I think that's what you have to do when you love something. You have to work really, really hard at it. Nobody ever hands you anything. You have to work for it. You work hard, you will succeed.
yeah, you got to fight for it. I mean, we always look at each other and kind of like, okay, what are we doing now? You always have those little moments where you're kind of like, okay, this is our game plan. Are you sure you really want to go through with this?
Yeah.
But again, we love it. I mean, it's like the tours, the events, everything that we do. It's been an incredible journey. I mean, within the 4 years that we've started doing the tours, four times on TV, 5 times.
5 times in a movie.
Yeah, and a movie. So I mean,
and look how grounded. I mean, by you giving us that information, a lot of people didn't know you'd done so much. Look how grounded you are, and that's what's so impressive. That your heads are not like this. Your heads are actually so straight. I mean, it's beautiful actually, and I can't say enough how much I'm impressed with both of you guys. 100%.
Thank
Well,
you. I mean,
being on TV doesn't make you a famous person at all.
no.
Well, it's like because you wear black doesn't make you a paranormal investigator.
No.
It's just one of those things. But you guys do it all right. And when we did that tour with you this past weekend, I was like a student. No, I was a student. Your information on the
Thank
town
you.
was perfect. And I'm a 52-year-old man, and I was learning so much about Sonoma. And it was great to bring it home. We talked about it at home. You guys are doing it perfectly. Don't ever stop.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, the key is that even in the beginning, Ellen and I talked about this, and we're doing this because we want to
put our kids through college.
Yeah,
basically
buy a new car. We're doing it because this accesses us to the general populace.
Right.
The general public, okay? And that's where the work is needed. I mean, it's like, yeah, we do tours, we do events, and yeah, we make money. But we don't charge for investigations. If somebody calls tonight and says, hey, we need help, we're there. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's who we are. I mean, the true work for us is helping people out.
Mm-hmm. Helping spirits cross.
Yeah, that one too. That's a huge one.
Well, I tell you, you had me in. I haven't told anybody this, but during the tour, and I don't mean to concentrate on that one thing, but you put a tear in my eye that what you opened up your life to strangers. I didn't know that you faced about 9 minutes or 7 minutes. I can't remember the number of
17.
So sorry.
That's 9. Okay. It's okay.
But the fact that you told that story, it hit me, and I'm thinking in my head, you could not be here today, or the fact during that time that you were gone for 17 minutes. I was feeling guilty. What was I doing at that particular time when this man was fighting for his life? The fact that you shared that with us was really beautiful. I took it home. I really did.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Well, it's like, the thing is that if that didn't happen, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be on this journey that I'm on now.
Is that why you're so happy? Because we've all faced Christina's faced near death. I faced near death. I don't know if Ellen has. I don't know, but
about 2 weeks ago.
Pretty
Okay,
close.
that's right. Okay, so there you go.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So we all have. I don't mean to interrupt you, sir, but we all have
Mhm.
something that we've definitely shared in this life, and we've all faced death. Period.
Well, it gives you perspective.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
mean, it's like everything that was very important to me before that moment
Hmm.
um, changed.
Right.
You
Right.
know, it's like leveling up and making as much money as possible, and it's like that shit doesn't matter. Oh,
Right.
sorry, can I say that on the air?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's all say it together on the count of three. One, two, three. Shit.
Shit.
Okay. There we go. We got it all out of the way. But that stuff doesn't matter, man. It's like
Yeah.
you know the true work, and it's like the fact that I walked around as a ghost for a little while.
Hmm.
That just kind of it even blows my mind. Sometimes I'm saying it and I'm just like, wait a minute, what happened?
Exactly. Yeah. Well, you definitely struck my heart that night, and I didn't know that about you. And like you said, Ellen, a couple of weeks ago, it's just it's emotional because we could not be here today, and I'm glad that you two are. She's faced her walls. I faced mine, but there's a reason why we're here today, and I feel that you two right here, are going to find the answers that we've all been craving for so many years in the paranormal, and I can't wait. I can't wait.
Well, it's like we've taken a lot of heat
Oh well,
for
you'll be
doing
fine.
crossings,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like
We really have. We've had people that don't believe anything that we do. We've had people in the paranormal that don't even know us say things about us. Doesn't matter. Doesn't
But
matter
look,
what he thinks.
we've all faced that. Christina's faced that. I faced that. We all face this. And I finally have thick skin. It's all about jealousy, and it's at such a nasty word. The fact that you guys are kicking so much butt and taking no names, you're always gonna have haters, and that's
well,
it.
the I think that what the coolest one is we got blackballed from going into a place
Yeah.
because we said that we were going to go in and I'm like, well, we're going to try to cross over as many as we can, and they're like, no, we don't want you to do that
Hmm.
because then we won't be able to make any money because we won't have paranormal people because all the ghosts are gone. And I'm just like,
Yep.
really?
Yeah. And you know what? It's so I know which I don't know which one it is, but we had an experience at a certain location and same situation. So there's people that are just in it for the money, and it sucks.
Yeah.
It's not about money.
Nope.
It's about helping. It's about crossing over and helping. How do we know that they're not suffering? What if they're hurting? What if it hurts to be on the other side? I mean, we
Well,
don't really know.
well, how many times is any paranormal team out there? I mean,
Yeah.
any paranormal team. How many times have they got an EVP of saying, "Help me,
Help.
help us"?
Thank you.
Okay.
What did you
Right.
do? Oh, I went home and I put it on YouTube.
Right.
Did
I
you
know.
do anything
Right?
to help?
Yeah,
No.
exactly.
No.
Right. No, and that's the one of the things I've been talking about is like trigger objects. When you offer a child, if you know there's a child there and you're offering a toy to say, come to me and talk to me, leave a toy behind. I don't care if it's a $2 toy or $1 toy. That child still has feelings. If they know that you're putting a toy there, that means they can still think. And somebody will argue with me and say, oh, how do they think? They can still think. We just can't prove how they're thinking, but you got to leave something behind. You have to leave a toy behind because it's only fair. So I'm just impressed with both of you guys.
Well,
Period.
thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Love
Yeah.
what we do. We love to educate people. Part of it is too. It's funny because I have we don't talk about my team very often.
Mm-hmm.
North Bay Rip, which I started in 2011.
Mm-hmm.
It's that's another funny story because I was. um,
Okay. Whoever said that.
time.
Whoever said that comedy isn't timing. Come on.
So back in 2011, I flew under the radar for a long time. I've been
You
in
did?
the field for a long time. Yeah.
Okay.
But I decided I'm going to venture out and I'm going to see about this group. And I found a group on Meetup, and it was actually a group that's no longer in existence. And it was led by a cop and a Marine. And it was a very large group. And, we would go to the meetings. I dragged my friend Julie Blankenship with me. She was my co-creator of North Bay Rip. And I would drag her with me, and we would go to the meetings. It was like once a month. And we would get there, and the leader of the group would always have, he had everything that was just out, top of the line, lined up on a table, all of his equipment. And I'm like, well, that's fine. We don't want to look at your equipment, Dan. We really don't. We want to go on an investigation.
Guys.
And all they wanted to do was show us their equipment. And I'm like, I don't want to see your equipment. I want to go somewhere. I know, right? So I ended up leaving and taking a few of their members with me, and they're still with me. And, we still go out and we still do things, but my team is different in that my team is a roundtable decision team where there is, technically, I guess, Debbie said I'm supposed to be the leader, but I'm not. I always confer with all of them.
She's the leader.
I can. Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ! I gotta fix this. Hang on a second.
And
some issues here.
Duct tape.
Yeah, all of our members are always allowed to work on any team that they want. That's another thing. We don't hog things. We don't say things like, this is our evidence and nobody else can have it. We want to share.
Right.
We want to share and educate. And we learn as much from other people as they learn from us, even on the tours.
Right. Well, each location, I talked about this today, is each location, you're green. Each location is different. So each location you go into, it doesn't matter. Nobody is, I hate this word, professional crap, but every time you go to a location, we're all green. We're all green. TV shows are TV shows. They're not real. And I'm talking, but when you go to a location like we did this past weekend, anything can happen. And it was a blast. I can't stress enough how much a blast. Christina, I'm so sorry. I love you. You're my boss, and I apologize for talking so much.
It is making my job so easy. I'm not worried about it.
I wanted to ask you guys, what did you think of the kitchen area and the sergeant on the Sonoma tour? What was your impression with that?
Go ahead, Christina.
Which area? That's the one towards the end in those.
That's in the Ford area.
Where the barns were.
The kitchen where we put the REM pod down.
Right. Very, very interesting area. But you know what I will say is that I got a lot of mixed energy throughout the whole tour. Like, it wasn't just I was picking up on what it was like crossing each other, like interfering with each other, like certain things were trying to come through. And Ellen, I know that you're a psychic medium as well, so maybe you can validate or dismiss what I'm getting, or tell me if you pick up the same thing. It was very hard for me to kind of like concentrate. I felt like I was kind of being bombarded. Yeah. And not just by like one time period, but by multiple time periods.
I agree with you. I think there's different times or different years. Like there's people there from the 1700s, the 1500s, the 1600s, 1800s. I think it was just a mess. It was like one big bowl of paranormal. It was like an onion, and it had so many layers. There was so much to see there. It was so crazy.
Well, the thing is that area has always been really active, and I don't know if you guys caught when we did the visualization at the tree, and then when we did the visualization out in the field. Everybody picks up different time layers, okay? Whether it goes back to the days when it was the mission, or whether it goes back to the 50s, the 70s, the 80s, and so on and so forth. It doesn't matter. They still pick up different time layers. And it's like, even at the tree, it always amazes me because it's such a conflict, okay? Because people will pick up the Native Americans, but there's other people that will pick up the kids from the 50s playing hide and go seek around that tree.
Yeah. Well, it was what blew me away. The best part was that barn. It was the last part of your tour was the barn. I don't know why I was feeling when you were saying about getting sick, I was actually thinking I was going to puke. And I was like, and then my mind starts playing tricks on me. I'm like, wait, he just said that I'm going to have stomach problems, but I really thought I was going to throw up. And I was like, I think someone asked me, are you okay? I said, yeah, I'm fine. I think it was you, Devin. Yep. You asked me if I was okay. And
I was watching your face. I saw that you were kind of like you were.
I thought I was going to get sick, and it was just, I was ready but I don't know what it was there. It was just so disturbing. And I don't know if I was picking up on like, oh man, I don't want to say it, but I was picking up like on hangings. I was just sick to my stomach. And that's when you asked me, and I just kind of I stayed back. And then the graveyard, the Indian burial ground. Oh my God, that was beautiful. I mean, I hate to say it's beautiful, but there's so much history there. There's so
Right.
much beautiful history. I love history. I love history.
Yeah, I think in order to be a really good paranormal investigator, you have to have a really big love for history. I
Right.
know both Ellen and I do, and like
Oh,
we
I.
kind of stayed on the tour. It's like our big thing is to worry behind the the average guy.
Mhm.
We don't want to. Yeah, we want to know about General Vallejo, but we also want to know about the poor schlub who was working here every day for
Or Otis,
pennies. Yeah, Otis,
the
right?
Korean War vet.
Right.
Wow.
I mean, we consider them, and Charlie, Charlie, I won't reveal any more than that, but you guys know who Charlie was and how important he is. You know,
No.
um,
No.
he's part of my heart. You
Yeah.
know,
And the
I
other
feel.
thing, just so everybody knows, all the ghosts on our tours have been given the opportunity to cross over, and they also know that at a moment's notice, if they wanted to cross over, all they have to do is let us know.
Well, you know
So
what?
I know it sounds contradictory because it's like
No.
we're doing the
No.
same thing almost, but
there's always spirits everywhere. So I
yeah,
mean,
there's always another spirit.
Well,
Right.
you just hit something on the head. It's just like you, me, the four of us right now. The biggest thing is trust. When you have trust,
Mm-hmm.
you have friendship. And I think what you guys have created is trust in the paranormal in Sonoma. I'm just picking that area. And they actually 100% trust you. And I think there's absolutely, and that is so, you need that in the paranormal. You need trust and you need respect. And what I
Mm-hmm.
liked about, I'm going to say this, I don't know if you caught this, is I fell in love with your attitude again, Devin, was because we were all together as a group. And there was somebody that drifted off and they were smoking, and
Mm-hmm.
I love how you took control, where it was like, hey, let's go. I mean, it sounds. I know I catch little things that probably don't mean anything, but I love how you stayed in
Right.
control of your own tour, and
Yeah.
it
Thank
was.
you.
Yeah, I don't know if that makes any sense, but I just
No, it
loved it.
does. It does. It's like you have to wrangle people all the time. I mean,
oh
Yeah,
God, I got to tell you, on the funny side, we've had a couple of things. We had a guy run through our tour in the middle of the night wearing a green jumpsuit and bells all over his body at high speed. We've had a guy with peeping hands try to touch Devin. We've had
right,
cops come. We've had bum fights. We've had people fall down. We've had people try to fight me on the
right.
tour. Women tried to fight me on the tour.
Wow.
Uh,
Yeah.
let's see what else. Of course, I wasn't going to back down from that, but
No, you weren't.
that's how it is. But just one thing after another. We have people that yell stuff at us and ask us if we're performing witchcraft rituals or satanic circles.
Right.
I have a
You
book.
did get a lot of attention, even with the tour that we did. A lot of people were, fascinated, seeing this big, large group of, people wandering around. So, I mean, but a lot of people that did ask when we told them what we were doing, were just seemed to be very interested. There, it seems like, again, it's a different vibe, but it was very, very cool. Now, Rebecca in our chat says, I love history, but I prefer not to know details until after the investigation so I can see
oh,
how to
absolutely,
correct my
absolutely.
connections. And but right, I think all of us are
Yeah.
the same way. If we were
Mm-hmm.
doing an investigation, of course, we don't want to know anything about the case whatsoever, so that we can
Right.
connect with people we're picking up. Now, again, this is different because they give these walking historical ghost tours, so you're not only hearing about all of the things that have happened there, and the activity, but the history that goes along with it. And again, it's very interactive. They use dowsing rods. You've got, they have equipment that they pass out for people to, use. So again, and it's kind of like a whole routine. And I'll tell you, they are like a comedy tag team. It's like, it was hysterical to watch, but you guys, just work so well together, so it really flowed really well. It was very entertaining. I didn't really ever feel like you were losing anybody because it was a long tour. It was what,
We
almost
went an
3 hours.
hour. We went
It
an
was.
hour over. Yeah,
Yeah. It was 3 hours. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
we
So
went over that
yeah,
much.
and
Good.
everybody was just fine. I don't think you lost anybody. Everybody was very interested in. Again, everybody just kind of linked together and were interacting with each other. So it was a great time. Definitely a great time. Now we've got about 15 minutes, so I want to definitely talk about. Well, first, where they can get tickets. I've also put up the links, and I know Ellen, you put up the links as well in the promos. But if somebody wants to book a tour, either you've got the Napa, Sonoma, and Vacaville, where do they need to go to find out information and to get tickets?
Oh, yeah, they can go to napaghosts.com and get tickets there. Or if they want to do the Tahoe event, they could actually find the link there as well. We also have a web page dedicated to the event, which I put up. It's called Laughing Debel, DEVEL.
Right.
As in Devin and Ellen, Debel. And
Hello?
yes. So they can go and find information there. We do the tours year round, except for Vacaville. We do Vacaville April through November. So, and we work with the Heritage Council on that. So they do the history and we do the paranormal on Vacaville.
Nice.
Yeah, and the tours are fairly reasonably priced. You couldn't go to the movies for that. And we do parties, we do corporate events, we do all different things. So if somebody wants to come out and do a private tour, we're more than we welcome that. We love that. We have a lot of fun doing that.
Awesome. Now, we've had a lot of chatter, not only in the chat room, but all over social media when it comes to the paranormal field. And that is the upcoming event. Come on,
What event?
For the event coming in September, which is going to be at the
Ellen,
Biltmore
what are we doing?
in Lake Tahoe. So tell us a little bit about that, because I'll tell you, people, this has really, really generated a buzz because this place is amazing. Let's talk about that, because I think that if people haven't got the tickets, they need to get them. I think, will be something that definitely sells out.
Don't pass it up. You got to go.
Do you want to talk about it a little bit, Devin, or do you want me to?
Well, let's just bounce off each other.
All right.
So we're doing it up at the Biltmore Hotel in Tahoe,
which actually was Nevada Lodge. It was the Nevada Lodge back in the day. The Rat Pack across the way from Calneva.
Yeah, a lot of mob activity, Rat Pack activity, a lot of great stuff. Mike Casey was the one who kind of discovered it and started working the paranormal groove out there. So we're working with him. We're also working with Northern Nevada, Jill and Jay Dean and their whole group. And
we're hosting with them. That's actually, they're equally invested in this, which is cool because it's two teams, one from California, one from Nevada. Nobody's done that before.
So, I know, that's
amazing. Surprisingly, nobody's done that before. I thought that would have been like old hat, but no, evidently that's really new.
And they are amazing. So they are actually going to be in charge of the investigation portion of the program. So the investigation portion of the program will include it's a 109-room hotel. We'll be going everywhere that you can imagine. It's in the attics, in the crawl spaces, and the engineering room.
There is all kinds of funky little rooms.
Yeah, it's been topped up, and it's like The Shining. It's crazy, the hallways and the rickety old elevator, and this hotel's going to be torn down in 5 years.
Oh, wow.
There's actually one spot where I was really intrigued, and that's the hookup for the old elevator. It's still got the old elevator running, which is kind of amazing to me. But to get there, it's like I went back there and I'm like, this thing.
You have to climb up into the rafters of the hotel, like under the roof.
And it's crazy because there's part of the old hotel where it's been piecework, so you can still see the
Like the
tile.
Nevada Lodge and the Monte Carlo.
Exactly. It's like
Yeah.
they combined it, and you can still see the old tile from the ceiling and from the roof there. It's amazing.
Now,
Yeah.
does there tunnel? Does there? Isn't there? I used to stay at the Calneva with my family when I was young,
Uh-huh.
and isn't there a tunnel that goes from the Biltmore to the Calneva?
Yeah, they
Mm-hmm.
blocked it up, but yes, but that doesn't stop the activity coming out of the
No,
main.
because
Right.
that's where the Rat Pack and Marilyn Monroe and all them used to go from point A to point B to point B
Exactly.
back to wow. I'm excited. I know Christina, we're both going, and we're gonna have a. I'm excited. I say we just go right now. Grab the bus. Let's just
I know,
go.
right?
Load it up.
We're heading up there tomorrow, so we'll be doing a little live post tomorrow from the hotel. We're doing a little
Oh, good for you
work
guys,
up,
man.
so
No, that's
um,
good.
yeah, it's I mean, and then we're having the murder mystery game show, which is
Oh my God, this is going to be crazy. It's going to be absolutely
we
crazy.
don't like to do the traditional meet and greet because we know from experience that when you go to meet and greets, people don't move out of their cliques. They just go with whoever they came with and they don't talk to anybody else.
It ends up being
Right.
like an 8th grade dance.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
don't like that.
Right.
So we force people to interact by making them do things that are like silly and crazy and fun. And this year it's going to be based on a game show. So we're going to have a lot of fun with that. A lot of audience participation, clues about the hotel, clues about the hauntings, history, and a lot of stupid shit too that'll just be fun. So
I
then
can't
we'll
wait. I can't wait.
have dancing. We're gonna have a DJ.
Wow.
We have over 41 vendors on. We actually filled the ballroom and the parking lot of the hotel. So we have 41 over.
Time to go
41
shopping.
We're going to have amazing workshops. We're going to throw our speakers, our headliners, like John Zappis and Dave Schrader, into. They're going to speak down in the nightclub, and then they're going to come out, and we're going to make them step out of their comfort zone a little bit and go do a workshop with certain vendors. So they're going to have to it's kind of like a cooking thing when you see Martha and Snoop Dogg on the stage and they're
Right.
That's what we're doing with our vendors. We like to be different. We like to be unusual. We like to be new and fresh.
Yeah, so
And
like
every time we do an event, it's something different.
We've got John Zaffis doing a workshop
With
you gotta
Gaia
remember,
House.
he was
Gaia House.
Gaia House, and you got to remember he's like the haunted collector guy, so it's like him doing metaphysical stuff is going to be really, really interesting. And then what's Dave Schrader? He's doing the UFO one, right?
Yep. And we have Lori Nicaro who's going to be doing one. Devin and I are teaching a workshop on spiritualism and turn of the century techniques, like with Ouija boards, dowsing rods, trumpets,
table tipping.
Oh, table tipping! Oh,
Yep.
wow! You know that my two favorite people are going, or actually, I just met them a few months back. Is Jay and Marie Yates out of Arizona.
Oh yeah, those are our brother and sister, and the parents. Jay and Marie are our family.
They are class. They are just like this. I got to investigate with them up in Eureka, and they're just dialed in, man. They're definitely in that circle of trust, and I can't wait to hang out with those guys for sure. Wow.
So the tickets for this event are going to be. I mean, they're selling really fast. I think we're almost 3/4 of the way full on tickets, and we need to get everybody in pretty soon so they don't miss out. But we're going to have Jeff Mudgett too. I just saw Jadine posted. Jeff Mudgett, I don't know if you guys know who he is, but he's an amazing man. He's a writer. He wrote a book called Bloodstains. And they made a show last summer called American Ripper, and it was about H.H. Holmes, serial killer. H.H. Holmes was his great-grandfather. He also tied H.H. Holmes into Jack the Ripper. So they think that H.H. Holmes and Jack the Ripper were the same person.
Oh, wow.
So he's going to come out and do this amazing presentation and talk about that. And, he's an amazing writer. And he actually, from what we understand, just sold his rights to Martin Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio. They're going to be making a movie about his stuff. So it's going to be pretty amazing to have him out. I see Michelle asked what we're going to wear. Well, you need to dress up, girl, for the murder mystery. It's zombie time. Zombie 50.
Living Dead. Yeah.
Devin Marie Yates wants to know if you can have a dance off again.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes. Hell
Jay,
yes.
Tell Jay to get his moves ready.
And the karaoke, isn't that what we said we're gonna do?
Yeah, if anybody's still awake.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be awake. I'm a party animal. If anybody hasn't told you,
You know how some of us are.
I still need I find a karaoke dude, so I'll look for that. But we'll get one. We amazing. We have a lot of amazing people coming out. We have Doug Carnahan's coming out. I don't think he's ever really done any of. We've done some of his events, but he doesn't often do events, so that's kind of cool.
He doesn't speak at them. That's for sure. He hasn't been out on an event speaking in a long time, so it's going to be good.
Yeah, and we actually have a comedian, Paranormal Karen. She's going to be opening up the murder mystery, and she's been on all kinds of shows. She's been on like the Tonight Show and different shows, so she'll be out there. It'll be pretty awesome.
It sounds like it's one of these. You know what? It's one
of
these events that nobody should miss. Bottom line, it just sounds like it has everything that you guys well thought this out. It's well done, and it'd be one of those events that should sell out. So I think everybody should just jump on it tonight, and get your tickets.
One of the best things
that'd be good.
Actually, benefiting the Comstock Foundation, and the Comstock Foundation is receiving a large portion of the ticket money. Now, they do amazing work. They save places like Virginia City and the mines, Kennedy Mines and the Donovan Mines and different places like that. And that money is going to help us. As paranormal investigators, we need to support history, support places that save these places, and support the Comstock Foundation because they're amazing. If only in California we had that kind of a foundation here, that would be amazing. But they're actually wonderful people, and we really, really, really are glad that we can help them with this.
Yeah, we're very fortunate and lucky to be involved with them.
Well, how much?
Right. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to ask you. I don't know. I'm looking at the time. I can talk to these guys all night long. The prices is that the ticket and the hotel? Is that all like in one little whatever much it is? You stay at the hotel. You get to have an investigation. You're part of the Paracon. How does that going to work out?
The event tickets are separate from the hotel, but the hotel is offering a discount on their rooms. Mm-hmm. The code for the room discount is Shakedown. So you have to call and use that code word, Shakedown.
Now, do they have to sing it? Go, Shakedown!
Yeah,
Shakedown.
Right. But they're not very expensive anyway. So.
I mean, because I'm about to do karaoke with you, Ellen. I'm going to throw some Tim McGraw way back. We don't.
Only if we do Tim McGraw and Nelly. That's the only way I'm doing it.
Wait. But I like that song. There's a song, Nelly, with Tim
over
McGraw.
Over
and over again. I love that video.
One of my favorite songs.
I'll be, you know what?
So the ticket price. Yeah, no, I'm doing Nelly.
You'd be Nelly.
The ticket price is $150 for everything. You get to go a VIP ticket. That's the whole weekend. If you don't want to do the murder mystery and you just want to come for Saturday, you get to come in and see all the vendors and speakers and do the investigation. It's $100. So it's either $150 or $100.
It's well worth it. Shoot, man.
Yeah, it's going to be a 3-ring circus. So there's something for everyone. We're doing UFO stuff. We're going to have military grade. What are they called, Devin?
Night vision.
Night vision and sky scanning with Anna Newberry and Lorian with she works with MUFON, so we'll be doing that as well at night. So it'll be amazing.
And we got
perfect.
Stacy coming out with the Skunk Ape stuff and some lore from Tahoe.
Summer coming out with her movie Yes, mm-hmm. No, Goodbye.
Yeah, awesome. And Tom's gonna have his movie. What's that thing called again?
I think it's called Haunted Wine Country.
Yeah, that's it. Haunted Wine Country. That's it. I don't know. I may have seen it once or twice.
All right, everyone. Well, make sure to check out both Devin and Ellen's tours. Believe me, you will not be disappointed. You have a choice of 3 different locations. Check out all 3. Why not? And make sure to, oh my gosh, here's this whole bromance. Make sure to check everybody out up in Lake Tahoe. You will be able to find us all. George and I will not be working, but I'm sure we will be out live streaming somewhere around there. We'll sneak it in there.
Absolutely.
That's the other thing. The whole entire event will be part of a show, so we'll be live streaming the entire time with Henry San Miguel.
Nice. Yes,
and it's September 7th through 9th.
7th through 9th. All right, everybody. We put the links up, so if you want to get your tickets, make sure
Call
to get them
now.
before
Get your tickets
out. This is going to be an event you don't want to miss. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining
us. Just in, George, they want you to take your hat off again, please. There you go. Thank you, George. Okay, thank you. $200.
Oh, here we
they
go.
just donated $200. Thank you.
Make sure to forward the check.
Love hearing from the lighthouse from the blind. Bye.
All right, guys. Well, we gotta go.
Hello, this is Terry from the lighthouse of the blind.
Our next guest, but I appreciate you both on the show, and we will see you soon again, I'm sure, and we will also see you in September.
Love you guys.
Love you too.
You all. See ya.
Back at you guys. Bye-bye. Oh my God, I love that guy.
All right, so let's bring our next guest on.
God, that's why they're so great at what they do. God.
Pull them up. There she is. Tammy, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Good. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Well, glad to have you. First of all, for the people who don't know, and we do have a lot of East Coast. We just lost George somehow. I don't know what the heck happened to him, but call back in when you get a minute, George. So for now, I guess it'll just be you and I. What's going on? Are you hearing that in the background?
That's kind of like, yeah.
Yeah, weird, huh? Okay, well, George is back. Let me see what's going on. Are you there, George?
I'm there. I lost you. It just dumped on me.
Yeah, it was kind of weird what just happened. I'm not really sure what else.
I see Tammy.
There we go.
Scoot down. There she is.
Big old forehead.
Oh God, you look great.
Yeah.
All right, a lot of people are saying hello to you, Tammy. So why don't you give our listeners or our viewers a little background information on you? Because I know you're a very interesting gal there. You've got a long history of paranormal stuff going on around you, which kind of led you to what you do now. So it's tell them a little bit about yourself.
Oh, I started, well, the first time I saw spirit was when I was 5. It was at Mika State Mansion.
I hate to interrupt you, but George, are you hearing her? Because
nothing at all. It's her mic. Let me get security. Security, can you check her mic, please? This is you're talking about Tammy here. She is like the queen of paracons. If she walks out, you guys are all fired. Fix her mic, God damn it. We got you, girl.
Oh my God, I can't see you right now.
What do you know? And it's fixed.
Is it working?
Yes.
Me?
Yes.
Okay, I'll start over.
Shit.
So when I was 5, I saw a little girl in the window at Mika State Mansion looking down at me. She had a lace dress up to her neck. She had black braids on each side. I grabbed my mom and I'm like, look. And as soon as we looked back, she was gone. And then I think I was about 12. We went to go look at a house to move into. And as soon as I stepped foot in there, I was like, this doesn't feel right. And I told my parents, I don't want to live here. And they're like, why? And I'm like, there's something in this house. And of course, you're crazy, whatever. So we moved in anyway. And I'd say about a week into living there, we're having dinner at the dining room table. And my bedroom was kind of like kitty cornered from the dining room. and my radio goes on in my bedroom by itself. And it was one of those like 6-disc CD players, and it was like changing CDs. And we're like, what the hell? So we go turn it off, go back, sit down, and then the TV goes on in the living room. And I'm like, okay, do you guys believe me now? You know, and at that point, everyone kind of knew, okay, there's something going on in this house. And it kind of just escalated from there. So I lived in fear, I would say, for about 4 years until I was about 16. And I was like, okay, I need to kind of like fight this fear and kind of like learn about what's going on here. And I started doing research online. I would leave like a recorder going when we were at school and work and whatever, not really even knowing what the hell I'm looking for, of course, at 16 years old, but, you know, taking photos and stuff like that. And then I think I was probably, I want to say about 20 when I started investigating with teams and getting more into like legit investigating.
Right. Well, your resume is getting longer and longer and longer and longer. What exactly do you want to do? I mean, it sounds like you've done everything. You just did an amazing show, one of my favorite shows of all time. That's all I got to say. Ghost Adventures. Yes, I will say it out loud. Yes, you know what, Christina? It's my favorite show, and I know she can hit reset.
Say it loud and say it
No,
proud.
no,
Go ahead.
no, but you know what? No, Tammy, your resume is getting longer and longer. Is there one thing that you just want to like just grab a hold of and concentrate on, or you just want to keep on doing everything?
I'm loving doing everything, to be honest with you. I mean, my main goal to this day is still helping people. So
Right,
residential cases is that's my heart. Like
right.
I grew up, I lived in fear, didn't know what to do, didn't know how to take care of things, and I love helping families in those situations because I went through it myself, you know, and
Right.
how bad you understand what they're going through. So that's not my number one. I mean, that's always going to be my number one. And historical locations are always great for research bases. We still do those. Hotel Leger is very dear to my heart. We do a lot
Yeah,
of work there. Everybody knows. You know, so continue my monthly tours there. Um,
I can see your eyes now. I can hardly. I only see. There, wait, there she is.
Sorry, I have to hold my phone. I don't have anything to put it on. And you
That's
know, I'm
so
gonna
weird
do.
because, hold on a second, because on my side, she's all pixelated for some reason.
On my side, I get the whole effect. I mean, she looks beautiful. It's right there. If you move 1 inch, I don't see nothing.
Oh, there she is.
There she is.
We,
No, but
okay.
there. No,
I don't know
stop.
where to.
No, you're good, Tammy. You're good. Well, how long? I mean, you said you've been. I mean, how long you been? I mean, I know how long you've been doing this. I've known you for some years. I've seen you grow up, and I don't mean that rude. I've seen you grow. You're blossoming like a flower. I'm proud of you. I say it all the time, every single day on the phone or whatever we talk. You're simply starting to really blow up, and it's actually a good. It's a good feeling to see you blowing up in the right direction.
Sorry, guys. Not very.
There we go. There you go. No, you
No,
said
thank you. I
no.
appreciate that.
No, I mean, I'm just being honest with you. Now, you have something coming up in September, I think, right? You're hosting something. I
Yeah.
hear your new
Ghost.
nick.
Am
Your
I
new.
there?
Well, I just want to make sure you know your nickname. I want everybody to understand you're talking to. That's right, Paracon Queen. That's what her
No,
new. That
I
is her new
don't.
nickname. That you're really you know what, you're really good at doing this stuff. So go on. You have that coming up. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, Ghost Miners of Columbia too. The first one was just absolutely phenomenal. We had amazing guest speakers. Everybody there had an experience, which is rare, especially at like those types of events, because you get a lot of people. Sometimes you don't really get to experience anything. But the good thing about Columbia is we have so many different locations. We're able to split everybody up in groups and kind of rotate, so everyone gets to experience the full thing, and have a better chance at actually experiencing paranormal stuff. So we had such a great time the first time. I was like, let's just do it again. And so we're going to do it again. We have some new speakers, some amazing people. All profits are going to lung cancer research. So that's very important to me.
That's huge. That's huge.
And it's just going to be a really good time. I'm really, really looking forward to it.
Hmm.
Well, let's talk about some of the locations at your event that people are going to get a chance to investigate.
So we have there's actually 2 fire stations now. We only had one last year, but when I went back, a few months back, we kind of did a run through and did an investigation again, and they led us into some newer, not newer, but new locations from last year. So we'll have 2 fire stations. We'll have the Wells Fargo Bank. We have the courthouse. We have I'm drawing a blank
Do you have
right
the
now.
school? Do you have the school by chance? I've only been out there one time. There's a school or something like that out there.
Yeah, school this time. We didn't get the school last time, but we're gonna get the school this time. So I'm really excited about that too.
That's awesome.
House now, that place is off the hook. I think everybody had their experiences. I mean, we had somebody running down the stairs because they saw a full-bodied apparition. That place is just phenomenal. So if you want to look up the McConnell House online, you'll see it. And there's like a man cave from the guy who owned the house that we'll get this time as well, which is behind the house. Funny. The Martinez house, that's another really great place. Last time we'll have again. The hotels, the Fallon and the City Hotel, we'll have those as well. I know there's more. I'm just not able to think of them. Come back.
Okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
You're on Facebook TV right now. I get it. I used to get scared too, but now it's a walk in the park. No big. You got
I'm
this.
all nervous. No.
No, don't. You're not. You come on now.
She's not nervous. She's doing just fine. So,
She's a natural.
well, I like the fact that, again, with these events that we're talking about, there's, multiple places that you're investigating, very interesting histories. And like you said, in Columbia, California, that's there's so many places, actually, I would say, in Nevada and in California that are just overwhelmingly full of paranormal activity. I have been to so many different locations, and it's just blows me away. So some great locations to be able to do some events at. Now, how much? Again, I like too that your tickets are reasonably priced. So, what are the prices for it, and when is the event going to be?
So right now, the full weekend's 150. So that includes the meet and greet Friday night with all the guest speakers, and then Saturday we'll have the conference, and then we'll have the investigation. We'll have a raffle as well, and anything made from the raffle goes directly to the Lung Cancer Research Foundation. So that's 150, and then just the investigation is 95. I brought that down $5, but it's $5. And then it is September 14th through the 16th.
Now, is the investigation, is that an all night? I'm asking silly questions because I don't know. Is that an
It's
all
6
night?
hours.
Okay, so that's okay. Well, that's a long time.
That's what you figure. So for your 150 ticket, you're getting the meet and greet on Friday, then the conference that day, and then a 6-hour investigation that night as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's really
that's
that's a
definitely
a good price, really.
No, it's a great price, and all the money that she's
spend more than that sometimes on a 6-hour investigation alone.
exactly.
So,
Who's your line of who do you have coming on? Who are your speakers?
I have Elaine Dietz. She was the actress in all the really aggressive possession scenes in The Exorcist, and she's also the face of Pazuzu the demon. I absolutely adore her. She's amazing. Santiago Cirillo from The Walking Dead, and he's doing some movies and stuff right now too. So he's doing a lot right now. Dalen Spratt from Ghost Brothers, having him back. Jay Blumick, he's a producer. He was a producer of Ghost Mine. I think he also produced Ghost Adventure, or not Ghost Adventures. No, sorry, Ghost Hunters, Hunters International. Who else? I have Patrick Doyle from Ghost Mine, Brandy Green from Ghost Hunters International.
Awesome.
Jay and Mary Yates, which dear friends of mine.
right. Friends of ours too. Yeah.
Yes. Scott Latte. There's so many people. I have to think about this.
It's all right.
And his cousin Pablo, which is really good friends of mine. Excited to have them. I know I'm forgetting people here. Denise Garcia and Christopher Moon.
Oh, cool.
Amazing people.
She's my little twin.
I adore her. I just met them.
We literally we were on a round table together talking about paranormal and all kinds of things on one of my good friend Dave Scott's Spaced Out Radio. And so we would do a round table, and she happens to share the same birthday her and I do. And it's not just the day, but actually the time as well.
Right. That's
I was
crazy.
I was born March 21st, and I was born just as it changes over at 12:01. Now, how, often you get something like that? And when I met her, she was like, "Oh my gosh, that's my birthday too, and the time." And it was just like so crazy.
That's crazy.
So how are the ticket sales? Are there still a lot of tickets left over? Can people like jump on it tonight and just start buying?
Definitely. We still have tickets. A couple other people. Harvey Altos is going to be speaking too. He's a really, really good friend of mine. Brandon Alves and Mike Casey.
Oh, I love Mike Casey's like, yeah, he's totally cool. No, I hope. Looks like Christina disappeared. She fell off the grid. What I keep on teasing you about Paracon Queen, and you know what? And I won't. It's not being. I'm not teasing you. It's just the fact that I see you do these, and you're doing them so perfect now. So there's no other word that I can use other than I can call you the leader if that's what you want. But it's like okay, but how? I mean, it seems like you're throwing it together, but it seems like it's no big deal. Like what I'm saying is it seems so easy to you. I mean, I'm watching it on Facebook and I'm seeing, oh my gosh, she has such a great lineup. I mean, how do you do it? I don't get it.
I think it's just a passion. Like I've always enjoyed putting parties together and stuff like that, help planning weddings, and it's always been a thing for me.
Right.
And going to them and experiencing them, I'm just like, I want to do that. Like I'm always wanting to push myself to do better and do more.
Well,
and,
it shows. It shows.
Thank you.
It shows.
I go for it.
Well, and I'm noticing it on, and Christine, we're still live, but I'm seeing such and hopefully you'll take this the correct way. I'm seeing such a great person every day on Facebook with positive words. You're sharing love. You're sharing good. You're sharing all this positive vibe, and I'm noticing it. And not that you've never been like that. I want to make sure I cover my ass on this one. It's the fact. No, I want to make sure I say it correctly. But it's so inspirational. I mean, I don't know if you realize people like me that I try to pass it. I feed off of you, and then so forth. It's just like this full circle. You got Andrew, he does it, and you got other people doing it too. I mean, where the hell do you find all this energy? Because it seems like you're always on the go. You're always on the go.
I like a full plate. I've always been that way. I mean, even with like my jobs, I want to always have a lot to do. I want to have a lot of responsibility, and I work very well under pressure.
Right.
And I just keep going. And you can ask the guys on the team. It's like, a light bulb goes off. I get an idea, and it's like, okay, let's do it. And I run it and just get it done. And it's just who I've always been. I've always kind of been that way. Even like back in kindergarten, like my mom had a meeting with the teacher, and she goes, Tammy works really good in teams, but she's definitely like a leader. I've always had that personality, I guess.
No, I'm super proud, and I know my boss Christina George is proud of you too. But I'm super.
Why do you keep calling me your boss? Are you kidding?
Hey! You wrote me a check for $2 billion. I'm gonna keep it until I'm gonna keep that until I cash it. I gotta keep you happy. But no, I mean seriously, Tammy, it's the fact that it's just seeing you're just blossoming right now, and I think you're at the beginning of your success, and and I think that you just keep on doing what you're doing the right way. I mean, there's no everybody just better get out of the way, because if you don't, they're gonna get monkey, they're gonna jump on like spider monkey. You're gonna scratch their eyes out, and you know what? You're still gonna get through. So people move out of her way, because she's here to kick some ass. So good for you. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, I definitely think, it's nice to see so many people, especially our West Coast peeps, that are able to put on these amazing events. And at some really great locations. I mean, a lot of people, especially from the West Coast, they're always saying, "Oh, I wish I go to the events and stuff on the East Coast because there we don't really have any good events here on the West Coast." And a lot of times that is true. So it's nice to see some really good locations coming up and some good events being put out at locations that aren't overly investigated.
Right.
Right. And that's what I like, that's kind of my thing too. It's like I like to do things, especially events at places that aren't overran. Because we get these locations that people just go to over and over again. And that does kind of, play on the energy and what we get as far as investigating. And, I like to do kind of the hidden gems. I think I don't know.
Well,
I always
well,
feel like I get their
well, you've definitely
reaction.
found one. You've definitely found one that's gonna is right now. It's shining like this beacon, and I'm talking about the ledger. Is it? Can I say? Is it ledger? How do you say it?
Legit.
Ledger.
Legit.
Ledger.
The ledger.
Ledger. The
It
ledger.
really just depends on what you think it is.
You know what? It's. Oh my God! It's beyond. It's beautiful. And you know what? It's just beautiful, and they couldn't ask for the right person to actually finally get this place recognized. And you know what? I think what you're going to do with this place, it's on the beginning of the beginning. And I can't wait to get back there. As soon as you stop doing these tours for just one night, I like to get in there with Christina and just, investigate. And, because you are kind of Hollywood right now, and we don't need all this camera
Far from it.
paparazzi shit. You know what I'm saying? So,
Oh, we're only there one. I mean, tours are once a month there. And especially this time of year, it's hard is the weddings and stuff. They have a lot of weddings, so trying to like find a spot to get in there. So the tours will probably be more frequent after like slow season.
mhm.
Um, but they're really successful. Everybody has a great time. Everybody experiences something. It's just an amazing place. I mean, I've been going there now for what 6 years, and
All your life.
it's
Well, I
like my
think what we should do is we should book some rooms up there,
Yep.
George.
Yep.
Then we'll go up there, go to Tammy's tour because, of course, we went to Ellen and Devon's. It's only right that we support our other friends that got tours. Do the
Absolutely.
tour with her and then investigate
Yeah.
later that night at the place. So you got to tell us what are the good rooms to get that are really active that we should request.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I wouldn't stay in room one. No, no. But
Why is that?
Why is that?
one is ugh, that's the
Uh
room
oh.
that's the hospital. So that room and I have a little bit of a relationship that I don't like. But and they actually have a little booklet that tells like guest experiences.
Hmm.
And so we were kind of going through that before our first tour, and I was like, let's kind of like see, because we didn't do a whole lot of work in the rooms because it's kind of hard, people book them out, you're not able to use them. But one had all these stories like, oh, we couldn't stay the whole night, we had to leave, this and this happened, and I'm like, is one available? Like,
Right.
and yeah, big mistake. That room, the energy in there was just, and I've had people that have stayed there that were my friends and they've experienced stuff, but it wasn't like anything bad.
Mhm.
And maybe it was just a bad night, I don't know, but that room was pretty heavy. But I would say like room 11, I think you and
Kimmy
Karen.
says 11. She just put up 11.
Yeah, Kara and I
Yeah.
stayed in room 11. We had an incident there too. I mean, it's just it. Yeah, that place is amazing. I mean, it's just Kara and I. We've only been there a few times, but I've never been disappointed. Never disappointed in
No,
that
it's
place.
every time you go, you get something.
Yeah.
Every time.
Right.
It never disappoints. Never.
Hmm.
Well, Marie Yates is saying that she can't wait till you and Eric go to Arizona so that she can take you to some amazing locations. And then right afterward, she said the same thing to me because I'm actually going to be headed out there in September as well. So you never know, we might all cross paths. But
That'd be
uh,
cool.
yeah, so definitely some things to look forward to. But yeah, I would definitely be interested in like, and George, I know you and Kara are always down to go there and just get a room for the night or whatever, do her tour, and then
Absolutely. I have no problem with that. I have no problem about. I'm excited about that. You know,
do a
there's
live
one thing.
interview or something with it. I was so bummed because Tammy and I have actually been friends on Facebook for a very, very long time. And although we don't live that far from each other, we just have never been able to cross paths where we meet in person. And so strangest thing is out of nowhere, I was contacted the other night after the show uh, by a now mutual friend of ours, and she said, "Are you from Napa? Because you look awfully familiar." And so we were talking, and ended up, she said, "Well, I have a case on Sunday, a residential case, and I was wanting to reach out to you and see if you'd be willing to consult on it and help out." And I was like, "Sure." And she's like, and she told me that Tammy was actually, she's like, I asked one of my, somebody else to come as well. And I said, "Who?" And she said, "Tammy." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is like fate. It's like meant to be. We'll finally have the opportunity to be able to." And I'll tell you, when the universe, decides to put its foot into things, boy,
Oh,
that's exactly what happens.
yeah,
Yeah.
it happened to all of us. So, I mean, you have broken ribs, or we were all supposed to do something. And then, what happened to me, what happened to you, something happened. Like something happened. Things happen for a reason. We all didn't get there for whatever reason. And
Yeah.
I can't explain it.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, but I think that it would definitely be fun to check that out as well. Now, what else do you have coming up? I mean, I know that you're working on something up at the Washoe Club up in Virginia City with Eric Knapp. So
Yeah.
you just got all kinds of things going on. What's that going to be about?
The place. No, I'm really excited because I mean, we've been friends for so long, and it's just like he was supposed to be at Columbia last year, then he got sick and he couldn't make it, so that was major disappointing. But we always talk about let's do something together. We got to bring the East West Coast together and do something, and we finally are. So I'm super excited about Washoe. And we're talking about actually doing a couple other things together too. So those are really exciting. So yeah, we're gonna do a horror movie night and investigation at the Washoe Club, October 6th. So basically, we'll watch a good horror movie, kind of think up a little bit, and then yeah.
Wait, hold on a minute. I'm interrupting you guys. So we have a special bulletin. No Jeepers Creepers. That's
No,
all. Hold on a second.
what?
I just got a phone call from the president. He says, well, first I don't like him, but no Jeeper Creepers and no little guys on, I don't know, like a tricycle movie. That's all I got to say.
Hold on. I've got a call. Hold on. Oh, Mr. President, you heard it. You heard that he doesn't like you. Oh, we should absolutely play Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2. Absolutely. We
And
got
three.
oh,
You know,
and 3.
you know what? Seriously,
And he said that it's by executive decision that you have to go to the event on top
oh,
of that.
I want to go. No, I am. You know what? This is all about paranormal unity. I'm going to the event I want to basically support Tammy. I can't wait to go, but we definitely can't have those movies. If we're gonna do those, I'm fired up. If we're gonna do those movies, we need to have a cartoon afterwards. It has to be SpongeBob.
Let me give you a little sippy cup and
Yeah.
a blankie.
It has to be. I'm
Sorry,
telling.
since
Yes,
I have known you,
I
you
know.
have been scared shitless of that movie. And that
Hate.
car.
I hate that movie. I hate that movie. Gives me shivers, and I don't like it. And I seriously,
So
I'm being.
I think we should definitely, that should be the top pick
I think that's what we're watching.
because he needs to face his fears.
Yeah,
That's like,
sat down in a chair.
that is hell. How are you going to be a paranormal investigator and the co-host of this show and the other show and be a big old scaredy cat?
I'm a scaredy cat when it comes to
I
movies,
can't
man.
have that. I
It's
can't have
a
that.
Well,
movie.
I am going to
It's not
support.
real.
Well, you hold on a second. They are real. They are real. I've seen that car someplace when we're always driving. There's always this Jeeper Creepers car. Kara sees it, and I full book Hemi. The Hemi's on in the
Well,
Chrysler.
obviously, he doesn't want your ass because you're still here.
Good point.
True. Good. Well, I'm saying it. I am definitely going. I am definitely supporting Tammy. I can't wait. And you know what? Since I'm going to be there, everybody, you got to be there. Sell out because I'm going to be there. There you go. Boom. There, drop the mic.
Well, we're actually, so my cousin happens to be the manager up at the Washoe. And so when I was up there for my birthday, and then I was up there for the Virginia City Paracon, uh, ever since I went there, well, George was supposed to come. He wasn't able to go because he had a wedding to go to. And so he's been wanting to get back up there. So that might be perfect timing to go up there.
It would be really good to have you there.
Maybe we
So
could go
also
live.
for people that don't know, so for the Columbia, California event that Tammy is doing, you will also be able to find George and I there. We will be broadcasting live from the event. We'll have our table set up. You'll be able to find the banner, find us. If we're not at the table, we'll be out and about wandering around, interviewing people. So if you find us, come back and say hi. We'll be interviewing some of the speakers. We'll be live streaming some of the event, not all of it, because we don't want to give everything away. We want people to go up and just give them a little glimpse if they're watching it on Facebook, why they need to get their tickets for next year.
Absolutely.
Well, if they can't make it for this year, they're going to get to see that what they missed, a little sneak peek, and make sure they start saving up their coins so that they can be able to afford to make it next year.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And Kara's going to be there too, right? She's going to have a table.
She is going to be, she's putting out, I mean, this is not about her, but she's putting out some great jewelry. And you know what?
Beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
Oh, you know what? I'll be the first. Yes. Thank you, Tammy. That was very sweet of you. She makes this with her hands. They're beautiful pieces. And like I told you a few days back, thank you very much for letting us come out there.
Oh, of course. I'm excited to have you guys there.
That's going to be fun. There's one thing we need to talk about. I know we're jumping all over the map on Tammy, but you know what? I have to say this. I got to say this, and I got to say it now, and don't delete me. Here it is. Do you realize that she did Ghost Adventures? Hold on a minute. Don't delete me. Hold on. She was on Ghost Adventures, and to this day, that was the #1 Ghost Adventure. Oh, shit, she dropped out. No, but I want people to understand. I want them to understand that you were on Ghost Adventures for Leger, whatever. That is the #1 show from Ghost Adventures. It had the most views in that one location. And in case nobody knew that, I'm telling you that. You need to go back and you need to go on YouTube or wherever, Netflix, wherever you need to find it and watch it. There you go. I'm fired now. Shit.
That's because it's a great location and she was a great person to host it. Not because of the damn show. They should be thanking her for coming on.
No, but I had to throw that out there.
You know what? I thought about that too, Christina.
Right? Get a little extra check, a little cut out of that check. So we've got the event in Columbia. We've got the movie night investigation up at Virginia City at the Washoe Club. Anything else that you can?
Event wise, no. I mean, just the tours at Leger. I am gonna start finally doing the interviews for the documentary that we're working on.
Nice.
Exciting too. Gonna be interviewing Jay when we go out to Arizona.
They're awesome people. Sorry, I had to throw that in there.
They're amazing. I love them.
I love them more.
Shut your mouth. But I mean, this thing has been in the works for a really long time. But getting a documentary off the ground is a lot of work, a lot of time, and a lot of money. So, but I'm happy to finally be going in the right direction.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. Let me give a few shout outs. Joey, a new person in our chat room, viewing tonight from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Welcome. And Joseph Estrada calling in from Hawaii. Nice to have you in here. Let's see. Oh, Scott Grunwald. How you doing, Scott? Good to see you. Good to see you.
Scotty, I love you. I love you more than anybody. There.
I asked him the other day, so the shirt that he gave me years ago when we were doing the Preston Castle event together, Well, actually, I think he gave me a Parahorse shirt way back when I was a speaker at his event out in Los Angeles at the Graber Olive house. We did one there, and I got one, and I lost it, and then he gave me another one when I was at Preston Castle, and somebody stole it from me.
What?
Ads.
I think I know who it is too. That's the worst part about it, because if I see this person, wearing the shirt, what are the chances that she just happened to get it from Scott when she wouldn't know Scott?
Oh,
Because
so
she's not in the paranormal. So the fact that I saw a picture on Facebook with her with that shirt, I'm thinking, and mine is missing.
right. No, I understand.
Put
Hey,
two
hey,
together.
Tammy, real quick before I forget this question, silly question maybe. Now you have a team that you're on still, right? With all the stuff
Yeah.
that you're doing, what are you guys up to now? And what's the name of your team in case people don't know, so they can
Yes,
follow
you have
you?
your own group, right?
What's that?
Yeah, I founded Muscles Investigations back in 2012.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it's Matt. Matt's the co-founder.
Uh huh.
Drew, and
Mm-hmm.
then Eric and Julie. So yeah, we haven't done too much as a team lately. Everyone's lives been kind of crazy and busy, but
Mm-hmm.
definitely still a team,
Good.
and hopefully have some things to work on here in the future.
That's good. You know what I want to do is, Christina is, if with her permission, of course, is go out to the Ledger, whatever, and go live out there. Just go live, completely live out there. That would be. I know it's just live, but it would be a blast to share this place that people
Mm-hmm.
can't
Well, I
get
thought
to.
that would be the plan, right? Like we'll stay there, we'll go on our tour, and we'll live stream like we did from Devin Ellens, give them a little taste of that, and then we could go back to
Yeah,
the hotel room and do a live interview with her and an investigation.
yeah.
We'll
I
do
think
it live on air.
it would be epic. I mean, yeah, that would be awesome.
That'd be a lot of fun. Our
So we
next
can,
one, I don't know what you guys are up to, but I just booked it today. Actually, it's the 18th of August. So if you guys are available that weekend,
You tell us. I mean, she writes the schedule. She's the boss, and it's totally up to her.
it's 18th of August, you said,
yeah,
Tammy?
yeah.
Trying to think why August is sticking out of my head. Oh, but that's at the beginning of the month, the Skywatch thing that we have for the filming for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, the 18th we should be able to do that.
Okay,
You down to do that?
It's up to Tammy if that's an invite. I'm down for sure.
All
definitely an
right.
invite.
All right. Well, let's set this up. We'll get our rooms. I'll set up a event page and we'll get it
Done.
out there, and so people will check out the broadcast, and I will check with the network. And I know, Joe, you're listening, so maybe you can get back to me after the show and let me know if that date would work where we could do live stream. So otherwise, I'll just live stream it on my channels, and then we can upload it to the network afterwards.
Come on, Joe. Let it happen. Make it happen. 500,000 people could watch this place at one time. And I won't wear a hat. There you go. There you go. I won't wear a
What?
hat.
What? I got a nice infrared camera, video camera that we can use too. Got great night vision.
I'm surprised there's a lot of people with questions for Tammy. Because if I was just a viewer, I'd have questions just coming.
Yeah, we are on our Twitter stream. Hold on, let me pull that one up. For the people who are in our chat on the Be Live TV stream, if you have a question for Tammy, go ahead and put it in. All right. From
First,
Lawrence on Twitter. Lawrence is asking, what is your scariest experience you've ever had in the paranormal?
Ooh. Okay, so case I want to say now it was before I met you and Kara. So what was that like?
it was
What,
like back
4 years ago?
1997. Yeah, 1997.
1981.
Yes.
On this case, this lady had called and she's like, "There's a demon in my house," and I'm like, "Okay, calm down. It's probably not a demon, you know." And but whatever. So we we go in, we do the interview, and it was her son, who was like, I think in his early 40s, and her brother living in the house. And the weird part about this was her house, literally, like her backyard kitty cornered my mom's backyard. Never met the lady in my life. And her sister actually found us. She lived in the Philippines, and she found us online. And I'm like, that's really weird. But so we go, we do the interview. A girl who was on my team before is no longer with us. She went upstairs with the woman of the house and her brother, and I stayed downstairs with her. And we're talking, and he's like, "Oh, my name's so and so, but call me this." So I thought that was a little odd, and I'm like, "Okay, whatever." And he's like, "So I play the Ouija board, and I invite friends from them."
Your audio's cutting in and out
Can you
again.
hear me?
Now I can,
Yeah,
yeah.
So he said he plays the Ouija board to invite spirits in to learn from them. And I'm like, okay, that's a little weird. Why do you do that? And then he just keeps going on, and he was like, I went, he said he was in the military, and he had gone to Germany and Prague, and that he had investigated the catacombs in Prague. And I'm thinking to myself, like, that's a vacation I like legit just took 6 months ago, like to a T. And I'm like, this is a little weird. And I just felt really uneasy talking to him. Like, I was like literally sitting there, like rubbing my rosary, like something's not right about this guy. And she had told me, that he was bipolar, but I was like, okay, well, that's not really a big deal. But I mean, mental illness can play into haunting, so you have to take all that into consideration.
right.
So I just got a really bad vibe, and I told her, but I want to meet you outside of your home by yourself to talk to about things. Because she was also claiming that this entity was raping her. And the situation.
Raping her?
Yeah. So we meet her
Okay.
at Starbucks, and I told her, I said, there's just something about your son. I think whatever is in your home has something to do with your son. And she lived there for 20 years, and this just started like a year before she had contacted me. Well, it came out that he was also diagnosed with schizophrenia at the same time everything started happening in the home. And I'm like, okay, this is kind of starting to act. And I had asked her about him being out of the country. So for him to have said, like, basically explain my entire vacation 6 months prior was very odd to me. And so we go back, we do our first like real investigation. We go up to his bedroom. There's all these like satanic drawings in his bedroom. We open a closet in the hallway, and there's like with crayon satanic drawings on the wall. And it was just like, how did she not see this? Like, I don't understand how she noticed what's going on. And so we were in the bedroom. He had like a Chuck tennis shoe like on a speaker, and it flew off and hit Drew in the back. And we're like, okay, this place is a little crazy. Wow. We did a few investigations, and then I went back for the last one because, we're telling her advice and telling her how to, handle things, and she doesn't want to listen to anything that we're telling her. So it's hard. It's really getting hard for us because we can't help you unless you listen to what we're saying. Right. So on the last investigation, I went back with just the girl and I, and we went up to the bedroom, and he had like, and I'll send you the picture, Christina, when we get off the phone here. It's like a hat. There was like, like new things of socks, like packages stacked up with a hat on top of it and a Polaroid photo sitting on top of the hat. And I was like, oh, maybe that's him and his sister when they were kids. Well, I walk up to the photo, and it's me and my sister.
Oh, that's, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that just, yeah, that, yeah.
Yeah. So it was a Polaroid photo of me and my sister. I was 5 years old. She was 10. I literally felt like I was kicked in the stomach. Like, I've never experienced something like that. And then laying next to it was a negative of me and my best friend when we were 16, a photo that my father had taken of us. But the more ironic part of this whole story is 3 weeks prior to this, because my mom, after my dad passed away, and this was shortly after my dad passed away, she sold her house. So we were packing up her garage, and we came across these photos. We put them in a box with everything else, and all of that went to storage. So how the hell did this end up in this house? So I
Right.
called. I was like, you guys need to come home right now. Like, what the hell is this doing in your house? You know? And he's like getting really defensive. He was like, what are you going to do? To call the cops and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, no, but I want to know how the hell
Right.
a Polaroid picture ended up in your home. Like, this just doesn't make sense to me. So I left. I contacted a really good medium friend of mine, and he was just like, you have to abandon this case. You can't work on it anymore. He's like, it's something darker and it's very personal and it's going to affect you. And so I think that was probably one of the scariest moments I've had in paranormal.
That's crazy.
There's
I
no
remember.
explanation for that at all.
Wow. That's some
Yeah, that
crazy
is
stuff.
crazy. I mean, again, because what explanation would make you feel any better? Either there's something paranormal about it, which is creepy, or some kind of creeper, and how did he get your picture, which is even creepier.
Right.
So
So either
that
way
is
you
the
look at it, it's just not okay.
Either way, it's
right.
creepy.
Either way.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. All right, let me look in the chat room. Hold on just a second. Hey, Greg. Thanks for joining us. Hey, Paratera. Nice to see you.
Paratera.
Paratera. My girl. All right, so let's see. All right. Francis is asking, have you ever been attacked when you've been investigating? Good question.
Yeah. I've been pushed. I've been hit. I've been scratched. What else? I've actually not investigating, but I think I posted the photo on Facebook too. But I woke up, I think it was the day after Mother's Day, and I couldn't, like, it was like I was being choked and I couldn't
Yeah,
breathe.
that's right. Okay, wait a second. Sorry, Christina. I remember that, and you know what? That was what the hell happened. You got to tell people that was just nuts. And if anybody says anything like, "Oh, wow, you know what? She was probably dreaming," oh no, hell no. This was a full-on grasping of the neck. Nobody in their own mind could choke themselves. So anybody says that, they can just no. Go
And
ahead.
the way that the fingerprints were on my neck,
Yes.
was like this.
Yes.
I mean, there was just no way that it was me. And yeah, I woke up, I couldn't breathe, and it was like I was gasping for air. And my heart rate was up, and I'm like, "What the hell?" So I go into the bathroom to like wash my face off with water, and I look at my neck, and I had this like handprint, and I'm like,
yeah, that's
"Are you kidding
crazy.
me right now? Like,
Right.
what the hell?" And it was kind of odd too, because I mean, we haven't really been doing too many investigations around that time. So I mean, but there's something in my house too. So
Well, I was about to say that your house is heavily. I hate the word haunted, but it definitely has paranormal activity.
yeah,
I definitely it definitely has something there. It's pretty scary. Yeah, more
so yeah,
scary
I've
than that.
definitely been attacked.
Yeah, no, I believe you 100%. I forgot about that. Jesus.
All right. Lisa, this is from Google Plus. How long have you been investigating in the paranormal field?
Well, she's 20. She's 21 right now, so.
No. I think I started around 2021, so I'm going to say 16, 17 years.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm 37, okay?
Are you? No, that's good for you. You know, you look. Stop. Good for you. You look good. Jesus, that's a compliment. Yeah, you're welcome. Jesus, you old fart.
You're the baby here, so
I know you're a total
we're in
baby.
our 50s, so
Yeah, exactly. Jesus, you're lucky. God, I hate her again. I don't like her no more. She's 37 years old. No, that's a joke.
Carrie says hi. So hey, Carrie, nice to see you. Casey says been watching with Greg. Nice to have you here. Carol Ann says, what kind of protection do you do before an investigation? Another good question.
So I definitely ground myself, and I just pray. That's my personal way of protecting myself.
See, that's what I'm saying. She's highly spiritual. I mean, that's what I love about you too. It's like you're just you. I know what you do for us every day. You definitely spread positive in the Facebook world, And that's what I adore about you right now is the fact that you're grounded, you're spiritual, you have nothing but kind. You're just all around perfect, and and I'm not just saying that.
Far
I'm not
from
just
perfect.
saying that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Will you take
All
that
right.
out of your mouth? What are you doing?
Oh, sorry, I'm hungry. Sorry.
He's just all in his own little world over there. All right, so we've got about 10 minutes left. Let me get some more questions over here. Oh, Laura Ann. Well, I actually know the answer to this. What are your thoughts on using Ouija boards during investigations? What a perfect that maybe she knows who you are, but or maybe she remembers having you on the when I had you on the show before when we did a topic about using the Ouija board.
Well,
So
I know we don't look at it the same way.
You're so
Um,
cute. You look. That was actually pretty cute. It's like a little child. That was awesome. Go ahead, Tammy.
you know, I view the board as a tool like anything else that we use in the paranormal. I will not use one in somebody's house. I don't bring them to residential cases. And if a historical location does not want them in their location, I will definitely not bring them there either. It's not something I use all the time. Hold on, I gotta plug my phone in real quick. It's dying. But if I get a wild hair at my butt and I feel like using the board, I will. But I'm very respectful about it. And I think a lot of it has to do with intention. People sometimes go into using the board wanting to bring out something dark and nasty, and well, that's what you're going to get. But I've always looked at the board as a tool, just like doing EVPs and anything else.
yeah, and I definitely agree with that. I mean, they are a tool, and with any tools, I mean, any tool of communication can have the doorway to be something bad. I mean, you
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
can open the door, you can interact with something that you weren't trying to. So again, uh, just like you said, an EVP recorder. I tell people all the time, it's like now it's become like the hobby thing to do. People watch the paranormal shows and they're all of a sudden they're investigating their own homes. And I'm like, well, no wonder you got, it's a surprise to you that you have activity. Duh. Well, you're inviting
Yeah.
things to interact with you. So makes a lot of sense. But I do believe a lot of it is intention. But there is always that,
One,
chance
yeah.
that something could go really bad. I was like, who is
That's my.
heavy
That's my.
breathing?
That's my.
But
That's my
it's the
dog.
doggy.
That's my dog. Wait, 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 wait. Come here, come here, come here. No, no. Oh, go on, babe. You gotta go. You gotta go. Go on. I lost my
Chelsea
head buds.
actually said
Dang, you're
that
fine.
you were. Chelsea said you were scratched yesterday at the investigation. Was that?
Oh yeah, well, actually, wasn't at the investigation. So her and I were talking in the morning. I was just like letting her know might be a little bit late because I had to go to the hospital. But
Are you
as
okay?
I'm like asking her, huh?
Are you okay?
Oh no,
You
it
s-
wasn't for me. I had to see somebody in the hospital. Um,
okay, sorry.
I'm fine. But no, and my leg started burning as I was talking to her, and I'm like, what the hell? And I looked down and like, when like it was like when the skin kind of like peels up and like picks up after you get scratched. Well, but it was a really thick scratch. It was really weird. It just came out of nowhere. And it actually started bothering me again when we were at the investigation, which I thought was kind of weird. But I don't know if it was anything to do with the case or not. I can say that a lot of the time before I work a residential case, something does come to me. I get some type of feeling or see something that is going to happen to kind of prepare me for the case, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel? Let me ask you a quick question. I've investigated with you in a long time, but how do you feel about the new apps that are all coming out? Do you use apps? Do you? What do you? What do you? Yeah, there you go. Thank you. I
The
and
only app, honestly, that I have used and I have actually got good stuff with was the Echo Box. Other than
okay.
that, I
Yeah,
mean, and that's even, who knows? But I'm not big on apps.
there you go.
Well, Jamie's at, and we've actually talked about this as well. Do you use spirit boxes, and if so, what kind?
I use the SB7. I want to build something for myself. Because
That's
I see all
awesome.
these other people with different boxes, and I get really good things. But yeah, right now I just use the SB7. I don't really care for the SB11 too much.
Yeah, I have my own personal opinions on those that I'll just keep
To
to myself.
myself.
Honestly,
To
for
myself.
me, like investigating, I like the old school methods. Basic stuff. Like we get the REM pods and we get the K2s and all these fancy devices, and the environment can affect all of those things. Somebody could leave their cell phone on, and
Especially
there
in the
you go.
old,
There's the K2, and
you're absolutely right. You're Tammy. You're absolutely right. I mean, even in these old buildings, we don't know what the electrical lines are really hidden, and there's always something that's floating, like like up energy from the old electrical lines that could be still hooked up. So I like your answer on that one. I think Christina agrees. We're old school too. Just the recorder, yourself, a book, piece, a pen.
yeah,
eh,
your best evidence is going to be a really good EVP,
Yeah.
a good video, or a good photo. I mean, other than that, like those other things don't really prove anything unless it's correlating with what's going on in the
Right.
situation.
It's a lot of just extra bells and whistles, and
Mhm.
anything bright and shiny, and it's got all the little electronic stuff on it. That's the bling that everybody looks for, and they're like, "Oh, it looks so cool." Because if you look at like the spirit boxes before, it was just like an old radio, right? Now they
Mhm.
got like the neon colors and all this special fancy stuff, and you can customize it. And we've had shows about the apps and the spirit boxes, and the fact that I do know people who actually do make these or the software for these, and know that it can be manipulated, and not that everybody out there is manipulating it, but just the fact that I know that it can be manipulated.
Good enough for me.
Yeah, it's enough for me not to want to use it, just because again, if I
Exactly.
can be sure, and again, you start using all this uh these different types of things for validation. And for me, we don't even classify something as evidence unless we can have three other ways that are validated, three other things. Rather, we've got a photo and an EVP and things, but we have to have multiple ways, or the history of the place can or what we, as I pick up as a psychic, if any of that stuff can be validated, but it has to be validated by three different types of sources in order for us to really use it. And even with EVPs, if we get an EVP and I pass it around to the teammates, and they either they don't hear what's being said, or everybody's getting something different, then we don't use it. We
Can't use
have
it.
to
Yeah.
get it where it's a class A EVP, or at least everybody's in agreeing that it's saying the certain thing. It's just too hard nowadays.
It is, and that's why too. Like, I don't like investigating in big groups of people either because it's so hard. Everything gets contaminated, and I like small, intimate investigations. I think you get your best stuff that way.
I agree. And I mean, again, I sometimes now I feel bad because I feel like I'm getting so old. I feel like I'm my grandmother, like when we were trying back in like the 80s or the early 90s to talk my grandmother, into computers. And we were like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, it'll make things so much easier, Grandma." And she's like, "Oh no, kids you nowadays, we don't need all this fancy stuff. We just do it the old school way." And I was just like, "Oh no, you're just so old, like you just don't want to change." And now I've now turned into that person, because now I'm just like, "Why we don't need all these gadgets?" And it's probably because me and electronics, we just don't have a very good relationship. And so that's the biggest part. I just try to stay away from them. I mean, again, some of them look cool because they got all the different blinking lights and things like that, but to me, I don't know, it's too hard to be able to, for me to legitimately say, "Oh yeah, I believe that this is the case." So we'll have to see.
Yeah, I totally
We
agree. Totally agree with that.
Absolutely. Well, we are at the end of the show. Again, if people want to purchase tickets to your event, where should they go?
PayPal, and then it's Lost Souls inv2020 @gmail.com.
All right, perfect. You can also check out the Facebook page for their event as well. I put the link in the bottom of the promo, so you can check that out as well. Again, give them some support. Get out there and buy some tickets. Let's sell this event out. Make sure to check out George and I. We will be there again. Look for our table, our banner, and we'll be walking around with our shirts. So you should be able to find us. And we will be back, George and I, on Thursday night for Top Secret News. So make sure to join us.
No.
Oh, bad Christina, bad Christina. Sorry, our big announcement, our new day is now going to be on Wednesday nights from 6 to 8 p.m. Instead of Thursday nights. We are going to be following UFO Undercover. And we're definitely looking forward to the change. We got a prime spot right after UFO Undercover, so I'm looking forward to it. So make sure to catch us on Wednesday night. And on a Thursday, we won't be there. All right, everybody. Tammy, again, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
So proud of you, Tammy. So proud of you. I have to say this real quick. Tammy, I'm super proud of you. I tell you every day, keep on doing what you're doing, girl.
Thank you. I'm proud of you too. Proud of you.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much for all of the people who have joined us tonight. All of the comments. You guys have been flooding the stream with comments. Thanks so much for joining us, for all of the new listeners and our loyal listeners. So again, we will see you on Wednesday night, and we'll be back for Paranormal Connections on Monday at the regular time. You've been listening to Paranormal Connections on the UPRN Talk Radio Network, 107.7 out of New Orleans. We will be back next week. Have a great week, everybody.
Yes, take care, everybody. Thank you, Tammy.
Good night.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye, honey.
Bye.
Hold on.